Hey, I'm Chase, and this is All Things Random. Today, we're looking at the Parnis Yachtmaster. Now, before we hop in the video, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below with the content you guys would like to see on this channel. I ordered this Parnis Yachtmaster off of eBay for about $90 straight from China. Took about 3 to 4 weeks to get to my house, which is not unexpected knowing where it came from. Now, let's just hop right into the review. So like I said, on the bench here is the Parnis. It is in this sort of cardboard case, nothing fantastic. This watch, again, retails on eBay for about $90. However, that's straight from China, so you're gonna have some time that you're gonna have to wait. This took about 3 weeks to get to my house. Offers an international guarantee, user manual. You sort of don't need this because this is a very simple watch to operate. And here it is right here. This is the Parnis Yachtmaster. Now, the Yachtmaster here, now of course, this looks extremely similar to Rolex's Yachtmaster. That is what Parnis does. Parnis makes homages that are basically copies of the watch themselves, except they either put their logo on it or they give you this sterile dial with no logo. And I will be honest, this still does have some plastic on it because I'm not sure if I'm just gonna keep this or if I'm gonna pop it up on eBay. So I really don't wanna get a bunch of scratches on the watch if I choose to resell this. Now, the reason I got this is because I wanted to do a review. My father-in-law does have a Rolex YachtMaster that looks extremely similar to this. It does have the Sunburst blue dial, the red hand, the Mercedes hand, and the steel bezel with that 3D look that mimics the platinum bezel on the similar Yachtmaster that Rolex makes. So my goal is when my father-in-law comes up here this summer is to compare his Rolex Yachtmaster with this Parnis Yachtmaster. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that. I'm not sure if he's even gonna still come up here. However, if he does, if I get verification that he's coming up, I'm gonna save this and do a couple videos with that Rolex Yachtmaster. Now, it does have a Cyclops window. It does magnify that date pretty nicely. Now, inside it says it has 21 jewel automatic. It is a Miyota movement. However, this movement does not offer hacking, but it does hand wind. Now, let's go over the case. 13L stainless steel, extremely high polish, and it has this sort of nice tapering effect on the case itself. It's sort of rounded, unlike the Submariner, which has a hard line down and then sort of goes in. This is a very soft case that's very indicative to like a Datejust. The dimensions of this is 40 millimeters in diameter. It is 13 millimeters thick, and the lug width right here is 20 millimeters. Now, the bracelet has the brushed in links right here with the high polished middle links, tapering down to the Parnis clasp right here. It is a double pusher clasp, and it is a proper milled clasp. It does offer 3 points of micro adjustment here. Nothing too fancy about this. I wish they would have maybe put the Parnis glide lock clasp similar to Rolex, because man, once you wear one of those glide lock clasps, it just isn't the same, especially when it has to do with the micro adjustments. On the back, it does have solid links, solid links on the bracelet, and just a sterile case back. Now, let's talk about the movement itself. Now, it does have a screw-down crown, 50 meters of water resistance, so you could technically wear this in a swimming pool. I would never dive with this watch. I would never go into the ocean with this watch, but I wouldn't be worried about going out in the rain or washing dishes or whatever else. I mean, what am I saying? Who washes dishes anyway? Most people use a dishwasher, but it does have a screw-down crown. Pop it out once and it allows you to do the quick change date right here. Pop it out again and you are able to adjust the time. It does not have a quick change date feature. I'll show you in just a second. See that it's not hacking, so the second hand is still ticking over. Once I reach 11 o'clock, it slowly rolls over and then finally pops over just at the midnight. Let's screw that back down. Again, does offer hand whining. You can hear it. Now, this is a bi-directional bezel. Now, some bi-directional bezels, to include the GMT that I have that allows you to move it, is just a sliding bezel. This, however, is a clicking bezel, which is actually nice to see. It does click both directions. And again, it does have this 3D effect, just like the Rolex YachtMaster with their platinum bezel. Again, this is a steel bezel. It is nice, polished on the numbers. It looks like it's sort of bead blasted underneath. It does have a coin edge. I think this watch is actually pretty nice for being around $90. Now, the indices are applied with lume that just sucks to high hell. Lume is not something that Parnis is ever good at, but it does look nice with the Sunburst dial. It does look nice with that red hand, and of course it would, because they're mimicking the classic Rolex. It has nothing on the inside of the chapter ring, as no Parnises do. And honestly, overall, the watch has a nice feel to it. I can't really discount Parnis as a watch brand. I know all they do is homages, but they do offer a watch that is extremely similar to the watch that you may want to purchase. An example is the Yachtmaster or a Rolex Submariner or something similar. And if you want to get something and have the feel of it on your wrist before you throw down the $8,000, then this is something you could buy, you could easily wear, not worry about getting rid of, not worry about banging up or beating it up, and really decide whether or not you like the feel of the watch, because again, this has a very similar feel to the real thing. Now, of course, the movement's not the same. The actual quality control is not the same. However, the feel and the look is about the same. So before you pull that trigger, or on the other hand, if you do not have a lot of money, if you are broke, like most people in this world, especially in the US currently, then maybe this is a good opportunity to get something with a design that you like. It does say Parnis across the front. I would rather someone buy a Parnis than buy a replica watch, which is fake, because at least this says Parnis. At least if someone's like, oh, is that a Yachtmaster? You're like, no, it's a Parnis. They're like, oh, I can see it's a Parnis. Okay. As opposed to being like, oh, is that a Rolex? You're like, yeah, it's a Rolex. Like, no, it's not. It's fake. So again, I would rather you purchase something like this than a fake watch. Let's toss it on the wrist real quick, and I'll show you what it looks like. Now, here it is on my 7¼ inch wrist. You can see there's a line here from this bad boy that sat a little too tight. It is a little warm outside and my wrist swelled a little bit. I just couldn't feel it. However, I should probably hydrate. Now you can see this thing fits nearly perfectly on my wrist. It is extremely comfortable. It looks great. And just like any 40mm watch with that dive style case, it's going to be comfortable. It looks great. And you know what? Of course it would, because again, it is an homage. Now, all in all, not a bad watch. If you like videos and videos like this, hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a comment of the content you guys would like to see on this channel. I got a lot of videos coming up in the future, so hit that notification bell so you guys can be notified when I drop my next video. Until next time.